Hi, this is Anirudha. I'm in the Vamsi Krishna Gari's platform, and my vandanams to all the gurus, Brahmarshi Pitama Patriji Garu and Vamsi Krishna Garu, and I'm thankful to all the listeners and also to Sai Garu who organized this. So today's topic is about why all the good people will get, the hard time, like lot of negatives happen to them. So manchi vallake kashtalu enduko in Telugu. So this is our topic today. So I mean, a lot of times when you see that is true, when a person is very, very, very nice, the universe, those are universal problems. It's not that something he did wrong and someone caught him because he's a nice person. He doesn't even lie. He's like extremely nice person, or she. Both the couple, in these cases, both the couples will be very, very, very nice people, helps everybody, they don't harm anyone. They could be even vegetarians. They're extremely nice people. I've seen this with my eyes actually. So why the universe suddenly does something to them? Suddenly my son might die, like bigger things I see. Suddenly, they will have an accident. Their daughter went through an accident and, the upper leg fracture, the huge stuff. And she'll be on the bed for 6 months like that, or they lose a son. The bigger stuff happens, not one thing. After that, there is another bigger thing happens, another bigger thing happens. So you constantly see that happening in their life. So you would think, oh my God, God is God really there? If he's there, he should. Why he's not helping them? And then we all put a question mark on this, on the whether God is exist, or is this all our illusion? Like all these prayers, all these things, are we creating? Because if he's there, why is giving him so many hardships? Why this guy has to face all this because he's so nice? Is it really true? If someone is nice, that does mean the God should stop giving any sins, like any hardships. He should have like perfect smooth sailing. The God only gives for what we did in the past. Because we, according to Hindu scriptures, we have many, many, many lives, right? So when we did in the beginning of our lives, when we came from the animal to the human, we behave like them because we'll have those vasanas in our body, in our soul. From the soul, it transfers to the mind to the body. Body listens to whatever the mind says. So that's why they say, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, because we are the soul. But whatever we did, the soul has the vasanas. The other day we were talking about that, right? So in the past, like what we learned as a tree, what we learned as a stone, what we learned as animals, those are all there in that system, in the thing. So we start behaving like an animal because in the beginning, because we don't know how the humans behave. There's no impressions. There is no set rules. We never experienced that as a human. So we start doing all, what a cheetah does. If cheetah sees, a dog, for example, who is really, really pampering this dog, who's a pet for their family. As a human, we know we should not kill that dog because, to eat, because that's a dog and that's, someone is taking care, right? As an animal, cheetah sees a dog who is really, pampered in a house and, like someone taking care. But if the cheetah sees that, he's going to eat, because for him, he does not know the difference. Same thing. When we born as a human, the first life, unless someone shows us the way, we will not know. So we will go into wrong direction. Wrong direction means we don't know. So we would automatically behave like animals. So we would do all the things what animals does it, right? So when that happens, we will be doing lot of wrong stuff as a human. We're not supposed to, because we can think and we should stop and we should know what is good and bad. So that was the reason. And also the people who born in the beginning souls, they are also work hard in the education. They work hard in everything because that's the first time they're born. So they struggle on everything. Even they need to make money. They have to struggle on every little thing. So in that struggle, they do good and bad, whatever comes in front of them. If no one is there to teach them, they would do bad stuff too. So what we do in the next life we'll do the same thing, because that is our soul is we developed as a negative karmas we started doing. That is all we know. We don't know. So the second we do the same thing, third we do the same thing, like that. It could go to up to 500 janmas, and then it could even go more. Some people even they go much more than 500 janmas, and some people, if they're lucky enough, it stops before 500. So once we then where it stops the negative and goes to the good days, this when something happens to us very, very, very severely, and then if we are on the bed and we are, no one is there to take care of us, and we suddenly realize, oh my God, all these, like this, in that janma only they know. They don't know about the previous. Oh my God, I was doing all my life like all bad stuff. Oh, I should not do this. What I'm doing is wrong. Then they realize that. And then, please, God, give me a good life next time. So they ask that before the death. So what you ask before the death, that's what we get, the next life. That's why they say, right? If you say Rama Krishna before the death, you get the moksha, means you don't born again. You mix in the, you merge into the God. So, but if you ask for a better life, you will get the better life. So that's what happened. That's when it turns to a good person. But when the person turned to good, he has all these sanchita karmas which he did in the past, whether they are good or bad does not matter. So when he has all these karma, so he brings that, right? So he has to bring part of it. So he will only bring little of all those janmas, but that little for that janma, in the beginning, because when he sees so many karmas, he's like, okay, in this janma, let me go take some. So he takes little more than it. So if someone did even as a good 500 janmas, and you're seeing in the 1000 janma, you will not have much of the karmas, negative karmas, because he faced in between 1%, 5%, 2%, 3%. So he faced a lot of them. So that's the reason you see one person has all these bad stuff, one person does not have all those bad stuff. So, it all depends on what they take, how they take. Some bad people, they don't take any bad karmas in that life, because they have not realized it. So again, they born again, they do negative, and they don't get of much of that. Nothing happens to them as a negative, because they didn't bring it much. So they didn't realize they have to be nice. So that was the reason why you see some people, they're always doing bad, but never, they never go into trouble, and they are living little luxury life. We see that all the time. That was the reason. And then once they change, then they start bringing the karmas. Then they take little at a time. So sometimes when some souls are very, very, very brave, those souls bring more, especially in the beginning of the karmas. When they change to become nicer, at that time they bring little more, because you see, they go back and see there are too many of bad karmas, so they take little more. So that's why the things happen one after the other in the same life. And we will be like, oh my God, can he really breathe? Can he take that? How much this poor fellow can take is so nice. Why God is doing this? But the minute he says sorry, I know I did this, whatever I did in my past, I'm facing them. If that person can realize that I did these, I'm sorry, then their sins will become much more softer. But they don't do that. They constantly, what we do is we constantly blame on the God. Why God is doing this? Why God is doing that? God is this, God is that. I should not even, between a couple also, you should not trust why you're praying the God did all this to us, why you're praying him, right? That's what I hear more 90% of the time. So if they can turn around and think 1 minute, if I got something, because they say without God's permission, even an ant will not bite. భగవంతుని పర్మిషన్ లేనిది చీమన కుట్టదు అంటారు కదా. That means, there is even ant does not bite you. Then why we are facing all these, like whatever we are facing presently, if we didn't do all those in the past? There's without any reason why it happens. I asked so many times, because in some of the cultures they say they don't have karmas. They don't believe in karmas. They don't believe in rebirth again. So I asked them, then why you have this Mercedes, the other person does not have a car? Then she says, I don't know. I mean, but we have answers on this. That means, that is what you're believing is not completely, like truth, because you don't know the thing. Soumya, you can ask me a question.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. So I was talking about karma to my kids today. I was telling how you have all these, just explaining them the process. So my son asked me a question, actually.
How
so
old?
He said,
how old?
At 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he asked me, actually both had a question. My older one also had the same question, my younger one also. So the question was, Shiva, he took the knife and the sword, and he struck off Ganesha's head. What karma did Shiva get? How? No, even a terrorist, if they cut off their heads, or even a bad person, they cut off their heads, we call them bad. How can a god cut off a kid's head, no matter how the kid was irritating or whatever it is?
What was your answer? What was your answer?
Okay, so my answer was, the reason, at least what I remembered from the past was, what I heard from the past was, face is supposed to be the most attached part of the body. So whenever you see a person, you recognize with the face, and that face will give you emotions. The face will tell you a lot of other things. So when he cut off that means he's saying, anger will make you emotionless. Like everything will be gone. Like, you're cutting off everything means, if you have the peak anger, you'll become emotionless. You won't be thinking. And that is why he regretted later, that why did I do this? Like, he tries to go find another head, and he tries to go find, he repented. That's why he went and found a head for his son. But their argument was, in the very first place, whatever he did was wrong. He shouldn't even have, being a god. Go ahead.
Yeah, my answer, actually what the scripture says is, when Vinayaka born, he was highly egoistic. He fights with the even devatas, and he wants the way he wants. He did not listen to anybody. So even he didn't even care when he clearly says that, I'm your father. No, my mom does not want you to go. That's it. That's the clear. So because Shiva saw how much ego he has, and as a God's son, that will not work in the world, because if he goes like that into the world, that will be really, really, really harder for the whole, like all the devatas. Everybody will have hard time. That was the reason he what he did was, he when he cuts his head, when they put this, he already knew, because that the elephant who was there, that was one of the janma. He does the tapassu to get that to become his son. So that was the reason that he knows that elephant is there, that head they can use it. So that's why he says particular dasha, there is an elephant, there is an animal, whoever sleeps that side, bring it. So because that elephant knows, and then he knows, because he saw the son's attitude. That was the reason he already knew that in his tapasya he sees his attitude, and they cannot have that attitude as a son of the Shiva, because they can ruin everything. So when he cut that head, what happened is, when they put the elephant head, he became completely sober and calm and smarter. Means he would do what is necessary, what is needed. No longer he has the, what do you say, like, I wanted this, I wanted that, like kind of greediness. Because when they said you become the, whoever goes around the world become the leader, right? So he does not run for that, because he's no longer a greedy. He smartly thinks, okay, which way, shortest way I can go. There is a meaning in it, because everybody knows I can't go too fast on my rat and he can go faster, so he'll win. Parents will not do that partiality, I know that. So there is something else behind that. So he waited, and he went around the parents, saying that this is what the Brahmanda is, going around the Brahmandam is equal to going around the parents. So he wins in that, because of that elephant head. No longer he has ego like a human has. No longer he has greediness as a human has. No longer he has anger like a human has. So that was the reason. Purposely, Shiva does that. It's nothing, no anger, nothing. He does not repent that he did it. That was, that was clearly he knew he's doing, and it has to be done that way.
Okay.
He does tell to Parvati later, this has to be done this way, otherwise
that is not mentioned in the story though, right? Yeah. Huh? The Vinayak Chavithi story, it won't be there. They just say that he cut off and then, they put it and that's it. But they never say about the
If you go to the Shiva Puranam, it is there.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Shiva Purana, it does say that. They clearly, he explains later to Parvati that this is the reason why I did. Otherwise, Shiva knows everything. Why he does not know that he's his son? That's a joke.
Yeah.
So he knows everything, but because he has so much of that ego, he does not have a choice. Even to the Kumaraswamy also, he works too hard to calm him down.
Okay.
Because they get so much of ego, because they're Shiva's putra. Imagine that if we are Shiva's son, how much ego we would get into. And Kumaraswamy also, he was raised by five other women. So all those stories there, right? So he does not even accept them as a parents. So he really gives hard time to them. So that is another story. But when they ask you a question, you can always text me, like with the voice message. I can answer them. Because it is very, very important giving them right answer. If you don't
answers,
give right answer, then they say what you're telling is humbug. Forget about karmas, all that.
Yeah. I mean, we can always say there are two versions of story. One version is mine and one version is yours. I can go back and tell your version now. Something I had to tell at that point. So I had to give, but yeah, that's good. At least they're thinking.
You can say now I went back and read the Puranas. This is what it says. You don't need to say that both are correct, because
also, one other question I had, my college colleagues, like my college friends actually, they got married and they had a baby, and she died actually when she was 5 years old or 6 years old, something like that. 5, 6, 7, something like that. Like very
Who
young
died?
age.
Who died?
My friend's daughter, and this happened like 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago she had cancer. I mean, she was a healthy kid. She got cancer, and then she died. And that was when I felt, that's when I had so many thoughts in my brain, like, why is this happening? I didn't know about karma. I didn't know about anything about meditation, anything at that time. This was like, I would say 7 years ago. So and then people say that, okay, whoever God likes.
But did you not thought the same way? Like what I said, is there a God? These two people are very nice.
That is when my trust and belief became little less. Like, you start questioning. You start questioning. Exactly. If God is there, how can he be so cruel? How can he take away a 5-year-old? No fault of hers. She, how much karma did she? Now I'm thinking, when you're saying about all this, how much karma did she have, or did the parents? Whose fault is, like, whose karma took that child away?
No, what happens is the kid also will have something that has to suffer a little, and then he has to leave. He will also have that, but if the child, as a soul, if I decide to leave early, I will get promoted 3 to 4 times in my janmas. So that's the reason why I take that decision. If the parents has that karma, if the parents has the karma to lose a child, and that child has to suffer with sickness, then what I do as a soul, if I have some sickness karma, then I put those together, and then I decide to leave the body early, so that I get 3 to 4 janmas promotion. So I will, next janma, I will be like something else, like, I will have money, I will have, even though I did not made in the past lives, I will be promoted, like almost 4 or 5 janmas I'll be promoted. They'll get
What
double
about the
double
parents
promotion.
then? The
The
parents have
parents
to
has the
suffer.
karma to lose the baby. That's the reason this
So they have to suffer the whole life
soul
then.
decide to. Huh?
So they have to
What did you
suffer,
say?
like, with the pain and the, pain of losing the child for whole life.
100% they have that karma, dear. They maybe killed 100 people before that. If they lost one kid, means they killed more, like, because you only get 20%. That means they killed a lot more kids in the past as a karma. So that was the reason why their child is being died.
See, the thing is, for someone who lost a child, already they are in pain. We can't go and tell them that, you did something bad, so bad in your,
You don't need to say that. Just to
they,
do the KarmavipakaDhyanam. Tell them this is all what we do, we get. I'm not saying that, we did something, you did something wrong, but, say sorry, KarmavipakaDhyanam, you will be blessed again. A good child who is full life child, they'll be blessed again.
Yeah, and these two friends also, they usually come regularly. They come in my dream. I don't know why they come. They stopped talking to everyone. They went into some kind of,
That's what happens.
yeah.
They go into depression. Yeah, tell them to do this KarmavipakaDhyanam.
They just don't talk. I mean, they just don't talk to anybody at all. Like, we don't even know where they are, or they went to India, or they are here, or nothing at all. But they do. I do get dreams about those two, my college friends, like classmates, not
Why
really.
don't you call them? Why don't you call them or text
No,
them? And
that's what we don't know where they are. Like, we
you
don't even know
cannot search
nothing.
them in the first name,
No,
last name on Facebook?
no, nothing. Everything, they shut down everything. It was their only child. They were in their mid-30s that time. Both were same age. Like, both were my classmates. Like, guy and the girl.
Okay.
Yeah, but I feel for them. I don't know, somehow when they come in my dream, I feel like they're trying to tell something, but I don't know what.
No,
And
you
this
you
happened like
say
long
you say
ago.
sorry. You say sorry
Yeah.
that they are saying, and call them to your meditation, those two souls, and explain them. This is what it is. So do this karma dhyanam. It will relax you, release you. All that you tell them as a soul.
Okay,
Tell them
that's
that
good.
this is a karma. Everything you can tell as a soul.
Like soul talking, you mean?
You call both of
That's
them
good
and tell
idea.
everything. This is a karma you did in the past. This has to happen. The child also gets better life. Next, the child will get promotion, so he'll be born again. Do come out of this, and then do the KarmavipakaDhyanam. You might get they might get the same child again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, they should come back and do that. They last. Nothing you can change about that.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, anything it's easy to say. I totally agree with that. But but they they're living life. They have to come back out of that and then live. I mean, invite the new things. Yeah.
And why do they say that God takes people who He likes and all that? Is that just a saying to help?
Just a saying, because what
Soothing.
happens. Nice people, they die faster. They say all that, right? See, nice people this will happen to all the nice people, all this negative. These are all because what happens once we become nicer. The naturally, we sometimes we leave early. We face some of the critical karmas, and then we wanted to leave early that janma, so we might leave early in 40s, 45. So it all depends on our own plan, what we sit in, right, and then what we face. So it is amazing. We plan ourselves so well. I mean, and then we don't accept as a body and mind, and then we curse someone else. Oh, this guy did that guy, on the road, he came in between, he's looking at the cell phone and walking. All those we say, but nothing, all those are not real true. I mean, Those are all dramas, and what we wrote, what is happening is the truth.
So whatever we are right now, see, whatever intelligence we have right now, as a group we met, like you teach so much. All this is a flavor from our previous janma.
Yes.
You're saying?
Yes.
Definitely, we are meeting for a reason. This group,
Yeah.
whoever is there.
Yeah. You and me, we were met in the past janmas. 100%. There's no question about it. Otherwise, you won't call me. And even what I'm teaching also, I learned in my past lives. This is not something I'm teaching first time. Because from the day one, I'm a talkative and I love to teach. I was always into teaching, even into my beauty field also. I'm always into teaching. I love teaching. So that's something I was doing in my past lives. I know that.
And do we carry the same the next life also? If something, if we have, so we
vasanas. Yeah, that's what Arjuna said. Arjuna asked the same question, right? Yesterday I said, Krishna says you take everything with you, including money you take with you. People say you don't, but physically you don't. But what you earned the money with the goodness, whatever you donated as a money or as your work, whichever way you donated to people, everything comes back to you. If you donated the money comes back to you. Whatever you did and whatever you earned in a right way also, it comes back. That's why some people get so much abundance, because the donations became triple, they increases a lot more and then comes with you. And what you made the money natural with the goodness of the heart also comes with you. So that's the reason why we get better and better. Our life gets better and better in the money each time we're born, because of that reason. That's why, see, if you really see, last two for anybody's births versus now, a lot of people are much more wealthier now, comparatively, because of that reason. How do we understand the karma when some terrorists kill many people at once and about their killings? How much karma do they acquire, and what kind of janma they are going to get? Okay, Sirisha she's asking me, like, if the terrorists are killing a lot of people, how many, what kind of janma they get next time? So Aparna Master here. Okay, so that is the question. Okay, we can continue tomorrow with that question. Raji, what question you have?
Sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Evening, good night, whatever it is. Sorry. No, you just mentioned, madam, that if a child passes on early, he would have skipped 2 or 3 lives and have probably gone on to a better janma, yes. Right? So all this knowledge about the karma, did you get from gurus, or did you get are there any specific scriptures or Puranas or Upanishads that you have all this knowledge about?
There are a lot of books on karma. You can read them. Even Sadhguru recently released one. There are so many people. Even if you go back and see a lot of these gurus, there are a lot of books on karma. You can read them.
Yeah. Yes, but for every book, there is a specific book, Sanatana book, right? Like you have Purana or Upanishad. So do you know the base of them? I'm just asking you if you know them, that's all. I'm not questioning or anything, but
No. I don't know. I don't know some of them where I got, but I do read books, and also some of the DNA of the Spirit also I got a lot of knowledge. There are the books like DNA of the Spirit, I read them a lot. So even here and there I get, so they all become together with me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
you. So I don't know this
you.
particular thing where I got. I can, if I see next time, I'll text you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, no issue.
Ani madam, can I make a comment?
ఏమన్నారు?
యాక్చువల్లీ అదే ఇప్పుడు సోల్ ప్లానింగ్ గురించి అడిగారు కదా బుక్స్. యాక్చువల్లీ రాబర్ట్ స్కాట్ అనే ఆథర్ ఉన్నారు యాక్చువల్లీ. సో he has a book called Soul's Plan.
Okay. And the text era దాంట్లో?
Yeah, sure. In fact, there is a channel called PMC Gujarat, and there was some English like a town hall kind of thing happened once. Like, they invited this Robert Squadge author, and they had a very nice discussion about the soul planning, karma, how this soul planning happens and all. Actually,
Oh no, yeah.
So
Yeah,
if anybody
even I
interested,
listened that book too.
Yeah. So
Yeah, last 15 years, this is what I'm doing, like listening and reading, listening, reading. So I do a lot of even audiobooks also.
yeah, this he written, I think, 2 or 3 books, but the first one was Soul's Plan, and there is
Even I read that too, The Soul's Plan.
yeah, and there is one more called Journey of Souls also. That is like Journey of Souls is like most like past life regression and that thing.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but
No, there is so much and everywhere.
Yeah,
Aparna
there's
Master
so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to learn, even just YouTube is enough. You don't need any books nowadays. Yeah. Everybody is teaching.
But actually, this is very vast subject actually. So that's what.
True.
True. I'll put that in the chat actually.
Aparna Garu, you can.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening.